What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Chef Rambo. I'm back with another recipe for y'all today. Today, I'm making homemade chocolate cake, y'all, with some delicious homemade chocolate icing. It's chocolatey, it's decadent, it's moist, and it's delicious, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. So you guys are going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and I am going to be putting it through my sifter, you guys. You are also going to need 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. You can use any brand you would like to. I used Ghirardelli today. So we're also going to need 2 cups of granulated sugar. Okay, guys, we're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, and now we're going to do 1 teaspoon of regular salt. And we are going to go ahead and push all of these delicious things through this sifter. Y'all got on me the last time I made a cake about me not using a sifter. So y'all, I went ahead and listened to y'all, and I went ahead and purchased me a sifter so y'all can get off my head. Okay, you guys, so as you see those little dried out pieces of flour and debris and cocoa powder, we're going to go ahead and throw those out because we don't want them in our cake. And now we can go ahead and take our whisk and give everything a nice stir. We want to incorporate all of those delicious ingredients together, and we want to make sure everything is nice and even. So all I'm doing is just whisking up and stirring up our ingredients. Now, you guys, my secret ingredient that I'm going to be putting in my chocolate cake is 1 cup of powdered sugar. I also put that through my sifter just so I can make sure I don't get those hard little pieces of sugar and flour and stuff in there. So I'm using 1 cup of powdered sugar, y'all. And then I'm just going to take my whisk and once again mix everything up and stir everything so that everything can get well incorporated, honey. We want this whole thing to taste good, not just some of it, okay? So continue to stir. Now for the fun part. We are going to start off by adding 2 large eggs. We are also going to add 1 cup of milk. I am using 1% milk. You're going to need a half a cup of canola oil, or you can use vegetable oil. We're also going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, you guys. And the last and final ingredient, boiling water. I know, you guys, you're probably like, girl, why is you adding boiling water? So this was just how the recipe was that I seen online. And I don't know if you guys know, but whenever you're making like brownies or things like that, even the box will tell you to add hot water. So I just went ahead and followed the little instructions for the recipe that I seen online. So that's why I added it. And all I'm doing, you guys, is just scraping the sides of my bowl. Any of that batter, any of that flour, the cocoa powder, the sugar, anything that is not mixed and evenly distributed, I'm trying to basically break down so that everything gets mixed up. Sometimes when you make cakes, you can't really see that your egg is like breaking down. So I'm just going to basically use my electric mixer, and I want to mix this for about 5 minutes, you guys. So continue to scrape down the sides of the bowl and then continue to use the electric mixer. Okay, you guys, I'm going to be cooking my cake in a springform pan, so I want to make sure I butter my pan really good, and y'all are about to laugh at me, but I am so freaking stupid. So I was supposed to put a little bit of flour on my springform pan after I got it nice and buttered, but I completely forgot. I don't know why I would even show me doing this without showing me adding in the flour. So for you guys, since you guys are watching this and you guys are not stupid like me, just make sure after you get your springform pan completely coated with butter, you put either a little bit of cocoa powder on the bottom or a little bit of flour, and make sure you shake and dust your pan because your girl did not do that, okay? And also make sure when you put this in the oven, I have this on 350 and you want to cook this for 35 minutes. Please make sure you put something under the springform pan or else it will leak in your oven. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the icing. So I have 1 cup of butter. I have 2/3 cup of milk. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'm going to take 1 and 1.5 cup of the child, I'm slow. I'm going to take 1 and 1/2 cup of the cocoa powder. And then I'm going to take 2 cups of that powdered sugar, you guys. And these are all the ingredients that you will need for this chocolate icing. And then, baby, we putting everything through this sifter, honey. I don't want none of those rock hard pieces of cocoa powder, sugar, flour up in this, y'all. So look at all that white. So, y'all, this pretty much looks like little white rocks, but we're just trying to get rid of all those pieces of flour that have been built up in our sifter. So now we can go ahead and put on our electric mixer, and we can go ahead and mix everything up. We don't want to over mix it, but we want to make sure we're getting everything incorporated. So as you see, some of the icing is starting to get on the sides. So all I'm going to do is continue to just scrape the sides and continue to mix this up. So yeah, it does kind of look a little bit wet, like maybe like a chocolate ganache or a chocolate syrup. But the more and more that we use our electric mixer and keep mixing this in, it'll start to thicken up. And I just added 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour to also help thicken up this chocolate icing, you guys. You guys do not have to do this. This step is completely optional, but this is what I decided to do with mine just to make it a little bit thicker. And those little pieces of particles that you guys see, that's just little pieces of butter that didn't quite break down completely. I don't want anybody in the comments to yell at me, but I'm still not a chef. I'm a normal person who just enjoys cooking at home. So there's still certain things that I don't do perfect or like certain people, but that's fine, girl. We all different. So all I'm going to continue to do is just mix this up. And like I told you, this chocolate frosting is going to really start to get thick. As we continue to stir this, it's going to get thicker, which is going to allow us which is going to help us make it a little bit easier to ice the cake at the end. Because if we try to ice the cake right now, it'll pretty much just fall right off. So I'm just going to continue to stir this and whip this all good. It's so good, you guys. I continuously kept licking like the spatula, and this cake was so delicious. And I've never even made a chocolate cake a single day in my life. So there's definitely some things that like I know for next time, like not to do, and like things like I can like fix. But overall, this cake was delicious. It was perfect. I definitely give this cake a 9 out of 10 in my books. So I'm just going to continue to mix everything up completely. So this is how it should look. And our cake is done after 35 minutes, you guys. I let this cool for 10 minutes before I released it from the springform pan. And that's how that cake looked, baby. Okay, you guys want to wait about 30 minutes before you decide to ice your cake. I could not wait that long, honey. So about after 20 minutes, honey, I start icing this cake. But it's perfectly fine because it was still delicious and it tasted perfect. So we want to put the icing around the little grooves to make sure those little pieces get covered. And this is the finished product. Look at our baby. It looks so perfect. It was rich. It was moist. I was definitely happy that this cake did not turn out dry because, honey, I have made so many cakes that have turned out dense and dry and just not good. So this cake kind of reminded me of like, I think the molten lava cakes that they have at like Domino's and Applebee's and certain restaurants. Because look at that chocolate sliding up out of there, y'all. Tell me that don't look good. It's like a waterfall of chocolate. Oh my gosh, that looks absolutely delicious. You guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hang tight. I'll be back with more videos for you guys. Bye-bye.